over the years, we've welcomed lots of incredible This Morning guests and lots of amazing stories have been told. But this summer, one moment in particular got everyone talking again.
Yeah, so cast your minds back to 2011. There was a guest on the show called Sharnie, and she appeared on the show to talk about a very unique phobia of fancy dress costumes. Now, this is the moment she came face to face with her demons. It's become viral, and it's the moment of the summer. Have a look at this.
We're going to hopefully sort this for you today. OK, so let's pull back the curtain. Oh, dear. OK. OK. Right, so...
We'll draw the curtains again
let's
there on
pull
that.
Oh, wow, that clip has literally been everywhere this summer. But what happened to Sharnie, and did she overcome her fear, you ask?
Well, it's been 13 years since she was last here. Sharnie, you're back with us.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming back.
No, you're more than welcome.
You know, we're just so interested to know what the reaction was like at the time, what it's like been since, and most importantly, how are you now with fancy dress costumes? So, shall we start at the very start? What made you come in the first place, and how bad was it?
So it was taking over everything that you wouldn't really imagine. So something as simple as walking down the high street, I would have that fear in me of, is there going to be someone in fancy dress around this corner? So it took everything in me when I was walking along, because you're on high alert, so you're never relaxed. So it took a lot of my energy.
And did this start when you were, like, very young? What sort of spooked you? What triggered it?
So it was a family holiday.
Yeah.
We went on a ghost train in a theme park, which I thought would be totally innocent. However, abroad, it was slightly different to what I was used to in the UK. So they actually had people in fancy dress who would touch you.
Yeah, so they had, like, actors placed, did they, popping out?
Which, at about 9 years old, I wasn't expecting.
Oh, God.
So my hair clip was taken out of my hair, placed into my mum's hair, which just spooked me, ran out screaming. They did come out to apologise, took off the mask, but by that point, it was over.
You were sort of traumatised at this stage, yeah.
And it's really important you tell us this bit, because the clip, and a lot of people find it kind of amusing because of the costumes, right?
Yes.
And your reaction. And it does evoke laughter from people, OK. But it was very real for you, wasn't it? I mean, it really was a real situation.
Yeah, for me, I look back on the clip and I think, oh, but I can still remember that fear. I can still remember how I felt. It's one of those, this happened to me, I want the ground to open up, I want to disappear, I don't want to be sat in this situation. So I can feel it still now. I can imagine exactly what I was feeling on that day.
Well, to you, this is as real as somebody might get the same feeling seeing a mask and a balaclava or a horror movie character. Yeah. It was that visceral at that point.
So it's the same with any fear, anybody's fear. Everybody's going to react in a way, and for me, that's how I react. I panicked, I cried, and I've been known to run across a road because I was that petrified and wanted to get away from someone in fancy dress.
Talk to us about your feelings now. They're the costumes. That was the moment.
Yeah.
You'd be glad to hear we don't have them here in person.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you look at that image now?
So now, looking at the image, it takes me back to that day. I can remember how I feel when I went into the studio, how I felt. When I first saw them, I can still feel it, and I know how I felt, but I know that if you were to bring them out, I wouldn't react in the same way today.
So it's almost like it feels like a different version of you. It's like a memory, you know, but you don't get that feeling anymore.
Yes, so I can remember it, but that's not how I would react.
Let's get to present day.
Yeah.
It's been watched a lot over the course of the summer.
Yes.
What's the reaction been like now, and how do you feel about it now?
So,
this year's on?
I mean, I've been sent the clip many times.
You must have done.
Many
you must
times.
be sick of it. Absolutely sick of it.
And I every time someone sends it to me, I still watch it, and I think it just reminds me of what it was like. So I still watch it. I don't read anything. I just watch it, and I think, wow.
Do you feel upset when you watch it? Do you feel embarrassed? Seems unfair, but because people are kind of making fun when they watch it, right?
Yeah, I think embarrassed, but as you say, that's not quite the right word. I sort of look at it and I think, I'm not that person anymore. That's not me. I don't act like that. That's a long time ago. A lot has happened. So for me, I enjoy watching it to take me back, but I'm glad that I'm not there now.
Yeah, and remember, like, for all the... I mean, you say you don't really look at comments, but for all those that won't understand it, there'll be others, you know, with weird phobias themselves. Cotton wool is a big one, isn't it, that people are scared of, that for most of us just seems absolutely almost ridiculous. Yeah. But until you're in it, you don't know how it feels, do you?
Yeah, exactly that. So everybody's going to have a fear. Most people do. It's how people react to it. Some people have a smaller reaction, some people have a bigger reaction. So I think people being able to see that, thinking, do you know what, something can be done. And that was, for me, I needed something done, which is why I came to you guys to have something done about it.
Yeah, well, fair play to you. That was very brave, I think.
How much work did it take to get over the fear?
So, working with Nick and Eva, amazing. They used what they used, and it didn't take long. And at first I was hesitant when I left. I thought, is this really going to be it for me? But from that moment on, no reaction whatsoever. So now I can come face to face with people in fancy dress. I don't have to worry if I want to go and see a show about whether there's going to be the costumes. I can take my children to see the characters that are dressed up, so they don't miss out on seeing their favourite characters.
Yeah, didn't you manage to go somewhere recently?
Yes, so I took my children to see Hey Dougie.
Hey Dougie, that was it.
Yeah, he is a huge fan. And I wouldn't have been able to do that before. And my children would have missed out because of my fear, which is not something I want for them.
Okay. So not scared of pantomimes anymore?
Not anymore, so
good on you.
Roll on Christmas and I can go to the pantomime.
Oh, good on you.
Where's the fear? It's behind you. Well done.
I knew he couldn't resist. He's been waiting for that one.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Because it took a lot of bravery to come back in as well this time, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.